Welcome back to The Explainer. If you're the kind of focused learner who loves getting straight to the heart of how things actually work, well, you're in exactly the right place. Let's just dive right into this, shall we? Today, our mission is to investigate a really fascinating business blueprint. It claims to solve one of the absolute biggest headaches in selling digital products, the dreaded one-and-done sale. We're looking at a system called the Printable Letters Empire. And the big promise here? It's a method to turn those single, one-off digital printables into recurring 6-month subscriptions.
Now think about this for a second. What if canceling a subscription meant you never found out who the killer was, right? It's a fantastic question, and it perfectly illustrates the powerful psychology behind this whole blueprint. Usually, if a customer cancels a digital subscription, they just save their $14 and move on with their life. No big deal. But here, the creator is arguing that if canceling means you never get that final piece of a gripping story, well, that becomes a completely different decision. The ending is literally structurally withheld to prevent subscriber churn. It's kind of genius.
Section 1. The Mystery Subscription Boom.
So before we even look at the digital side of things, we really have to recognize that mystery subscriptions are already a massive proven market in the physical world. Just look at this growth snapshot from a company called Hunt a Killer. They basically built an entire empire on just one core idea. Take a murder mystery, split it across 6 monthly physical boxes, and make every single box depend on the last one. And people? They happily paid around $30 a box for years.
Notice that $50 million number sitting right there in the center? That was their peak annual revenue back in 2020. I mean, wow. But here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Running a physical box subscription requires massive headache-inducing overhead. I'm talking actual physical warehouses, printing tangible materials, and paying to ship millions of boxes across the country. It's a huge operation.
Still, despite all that overhead, they shipped over 4.5 million physical games since they launched. That staggering volume totally validates that audiences have this massive appetite for serialized mysteries. And honestly, that sets up the exact gap in the market that our subject today, the Printable Letters Empire, is attempting to fill. Because what if you could pivot to a digital alternative with zero inventory?
Which brings us to Section 2, Inside Printable Letters Empire. So how exactly do you replicate that physical business model with just PDF files? Well, enter the Printable Letters Empire blueprint. Essentially, it's an ebook and prompt system designed for digital sellers on platforms like Etsy or Shopify. The big promise? It's designed to help creators build a full 6-month printable detective case in just 30 minutes using AI. The customer just downloads the PDF letters and prints them right at home. No mail, no warehouses, literally zero physical shipping.
And what does it actually cost to get your hands on this blueprint? Just $17 during its launch window. For that super low barrier to entry, the buyer gets the complete business blueprint, a master AI prompt, and promotional image generators. It's basically an entry-level offer, specifically designed to get sellers in the door and testing out the system for themselves.
All right. Section 3. The two-lock ending.
Now this two-lock system, this is arguably the most brilliant structural mechanism of the entire product. I want to slow down here for a second and really explain this, because the crucial point is how it perfectly balances fairness with retention. You see, mystery readers demand what's known as fair play, meaning all the clues have to be there from the start. So the creator uses this two-lock system. Lock 1, which covers months 1 through 5, gives the reader everything they need to genuinely guess who did it and how they did it. But Lock 2, which drops in month 6, completely withholds the why, the true motive, and the definitive proof. So think about it. Even if a super sharp reader guesses the killer by month 5, they still have to stay subscribed until month 6 just to prove their theory and understand the actual motive. It's a brilliant way to keep people hooked. Moving on to Section 4, the AI Case Engine.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I'm not a novelist, I can't write a mystery, well, this workflow addresses exactly that. Let's dive right into the master prompt. They call it the 6-letter case engine, and it utilizes Claude AI. Step 1, you just fill in 5 simple fields, like the setting and the crime. Step 2, the AI spits out 3 different premises for you to choose from. Step 3, the AI builds a complete case Bible. We're talking the true story, the suspects, the clues, the alibis, the whole shebang. And finally, step 4, you literally just type the word next to generate each of the 6 letters sequentially. It constructs the entire story arc for you. It's almost too easy.
And here is what that actual output looks like from their test case, which they called Nuddlecombe. You can clearly see the generated letters sitting right alongside some visual assets. The blueprint actually explains how to use ChatGPT images to create these visually consistent clues. Vintage postcards and artifacts, like those spectacles right there or that signet ring, across the entire 6-month period. It makes the whole thing feel highly authentic and immersive. They even include a bonus promotional image generator in the package. Just look at this compelling graphic. It's specifically designed to create these intriguing, cropped, slightly faded images of the letters and clues. The whole point is to stop people scrolling in their tracks and actually sell the product on platforms like Etsy, Gumroad, or Shopify. Presentation is everything, right?
Section 5. Claims versus reality.
Okay, but what about the money? It is definitely time for a critical look at the vendor's actual claims. So here we have their own Shopify sales chart, showing the early success of that Nettles-Comb test case we were just looking at.
The specific claim right there on the sales page is making $525.94 in just 7 days. Now, what this really proves is that, yes, people are indeed willing to pay for the first letter of a digital mystery subscription. The initial demand? It's definitely there, no question about it. But, and this is exactly why we love analyzing the fine print on this explainer, the vendor themselves includes this very honest admission right on their page. Quote, "Here's what this screenshot does not prove. Nobody has finished a 6-month season yet." Actually, at the time they wrote this, the first case had only been live for 10 days. So the absolute crucial point to take away from this is that while this 6-month retention model is structurally sound and honestly logically brilliant, it was not yet proven end-to-end with a completed real-world cohort of buyers.
So to counter that unproven long-term data, the creator offers a very specific 14-day guarantee. They basically frame it as a completely low-risk opportunity for creators to just test the AI engine for themselves. You can get in there, build a complete case Bible in 30 minutes, judge the quality of the architecture for yourself, and if you think it isn't great, you get a 100% refund with absolutely no forms or hoops to jump through.
Which brings us to our final thought. The vendor makes this argument that standard prompt packs just get cloned in a weekend. But a 6-part, fair play mystery with a working clue ledger, that doesn't get cloned, because competitors simply won't bother doing the heavy structural work. So here is the question I want to leave you with. Is craft, meaning structurally complex storytelling and cohesive architecture, the ultimate moat against easily cloned digital products in the AI era? It is a truly fascinating question for any digital creator today. And that wraps up our explainer. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.